Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about, do you not see me at your window? UberEats driver says Burger King drive-thru employees skipped him, never took his order. So as we all know, discrimination in the gig economy has actually been very far on the rise. And one of the biggest culprits of this is the fast food industry. This applies to Doordash, UberEats, Grubhub, etc. So with that said, I want to go over what is being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash drivers, food service workers in general, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. An UberEats driver in Florida created a video claiming that he was passed over in a Burger King drive-thru line, and it's generated conversation about fast food service on the platform. Yeah, I don't know how many of you guys realize this, but especially around me, I live in Florida as well, it is bad, man. It is really bad how much discrimination against gig workers there actually is. It's amazing how much effort they take to not do their job. And quite honestly, it's gotten to a point where there are restaurants I can't go to because they treat me like this. The video comes from a creator identifying simply as Looney at Loonuhtik, claiming in his profile to be Florida boy just living life one day at a time. I'm gonna leave his TikTok as well as his profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. The video is just 5 seconds long, but includes quite a bit of context to set the scene. The video comes from the creator's point of view, looking at the Burger King drive-thru line with an employee visible next to the line outside the store, handing someone else behind him a bag of food. Like I said, they will go out of their way to treat you like crap. This person literally skipped over the person driving in front of them, being the gig worker, just to treat him like garbage. It's embarrassing. In the video, which has more than 1.2 million views as of Sunday, the creator is saying, "Excuse me, do you not see me at your window?" As he says, the employee appears to register this and briefly move towards the creator's car right before the video ends. The things you do for content, huh? And then they wonder why we treat them with such disrespect. You're treating us like we're third-class citizens or something like that. And then suddenly you wonder why we're reciprocating the same behavior? That's absolutely ludicrous. The video also has an on-screen caption that reads, "Gotta do better, BK," with the facepalm emoji. In the caption, he wrote, "Apparently I can't have it my way." Okay, I gotta admit, that was actually really clever. Some of the discussion on the platform defended the Burger King employee, thinking that the creator was complaining about an order being delivered before his in the waiting zone beyond the drive-thru window. But the creator made clear his real complaint was being ignored completely. Yeah, anybody who has been in the gig economy for an extensive period of time can actually start to tell the difference between somebody being backed up and having other things they gotta do versus being ignored entirely. There's a huge difference. Like, you can tell by the behaviors of the people who work there. I worked at fast food, and usually if we have an order that is ready and it's behind the car at the window, we would pull forward the car, a commenter said. That's what you do for a customer that just ordered a meal, not when a person who is a gig worker, you push them forward and then you handle everybody else's order before you even hand him his order. That's discrimination. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, and I would have been all right with that, Looney responded, but she never said a word to me, not at the speaker or at the window. She just totally ignored me. What I'm genuinely impressed about is that they knew you were an Uber Eats driver. Like, did they recognize your car or something? Do they know you by face? Do they know you by just your general aura? What's going on? And also, why didn't you just go inside and get the order? I just feel like there's a lot of questions. One commenter criticized Looney's tone by writing, "Hey, excuse me, no one has taken my order yet. Could you help me out?" Would have sufficed just fine. To be fair, we have tried that, and they literally do everything in power to ignore our existence. It's amazing. They will make eye contact with us, break eye contact with us, and then almost look like they're trying to achieve something even though they have literally nothing nothing to do. It's incredible how much discrimination goes on, and we have to basically fight them for basic human rights. The creator noted, "This is probably the most intellectual comment I've read so far, but I'm sorry, I've waited 15 minutes. The way she looked at me when she started to take the people's orders behind me as if she thought I was someone she didn't like and blatantly skipped me. This is why people in the gig economy make TikToks like that, to expose the poor behavior of those who work in the fast food industry, or really any restaurant, and outright disrespects people who work in the gig economy through their actions. Like, you might as well just start segregation again if you're gonna do that." He also claimed, to finish off that response, she got fired, as she should have. Another reflected on her own career path, noting, "See, that's why I stopped working fast food, because my attitude would have came out." Wait a second, you're actually saying that your attitude would have come out because he was standing up for himself? You out of your goddamn mind. "Well, I highly doubt you would have skipped me and started helping customers who got there 15 minutes after me," he responded. I don't know. With that kind of attitude, that seems like something she would do. Digging a little more into the story, commenters were able to extract from Looney that it was an Uber Eats order that was supposed to be ready, but as the creator claimed, wasn't even being worked on when he arrived. Okay, so the fact that it was an Uber Eats order wasn't even attended to from the prior comments. People were perceiving him just as a normal customer and being skipped. Now that it's noted that he's an Uber Eats driver, suddenly the narrative is gonna change. Let's see. So for people thinking he's being impatient and rude, like myself at first, LOL, said another commenter, he's got reasons and his time is valuable being a delivery driver. Like, I'm not gonna say my time is more valuable than anybody else's, but unlike at a normal job, we're not paid for our time. We don't get paid more to sit and do nothing. We are paid for the work we actually do. We want your order on our phone and off our phone as quickly as possible, assuming that you tipped well. If we're sitting there at a drive-thru, we're like, "Hey, what's going on?" and we're asking the question and we're being ignored, it's almost irresponsible to not say something, to not make a TikTok about it, because this is irresponsible of the Burger King worker. Like, come on, earn your paycheck for once in your life. In a follow-up video, Looney wrote in the comments that he had to drive back around because she continued to ignore him. I am glad that that woman got fired, because the fact is that when you have to go around the drive-thru multiple times and then you're continuously being ignored, it's just the most disrespectful behavior. And then they have the audacity to claim that we're the rude and disrespectful ones. No, we're standing up for ourselves because nice wasn't cutting it. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Honestly, the discrimination against gig workers really needs to stop. It's gotten to a point to where customers, restaurant workers, even the companies we work with are treating us so poorly just because we're trying to do our job. And what was impressive is that people weren't picking up on the idea that we were being ignored. We were outright standing there or sitting there trying to just get our stuff done. And here you are just ignoring us entirely. We try to be respectful, but honestly, it comes to a point where respect just isn't cutting. We have to be that guy just to get something done. Like, I made a joke on a TikTok the other day, like, I basically have to be a tyrannical monster, otherwise I'm waiting there for 15 minutes unreasonably. And then people are like, "Why don't you just grab the order?" Gee, I don't know, it's behind a counter? I can't just reach for it and then I get yelled at for going behind the counter? How about instead of ignoring the gig worker, you do your job and earn your paycheck? But honestly, enough's enough. If you ever wonder why a gig worker is being rude, it may not be that he's actually rude. It may be that he's just had enough. Looney, I really hope that you don't have to deal with this again. I know that she got fired, but I really hope you don't have to deal with it more than once. And this discrimination ends for all gig workers in the near future, because it's out of hand. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!